Hi everybody. Alright, as promised, we got first half of the mold done. So we are currently just cutting the box off. We're going to have to use a little hammer time to get the mold off, but it does in just a second. And we are done with half the mold, just like that. There you go, just give it a little tap, it comes out. No damage to the plug. The plug's in great condition. And you can see sort of like a white residue on that half the plug where it was in the mold. So now what we're going to do is we're going to clean this mold up. Just cut off the rough edges. We are going to wax this thing up, and we are going to just immediately get into creating the second half. There's where I thought I could hit it on the bandsaw. Dremel. Dremel's your friend. Of course, safety glasses are also your friend, as is ventilation. So the idea is we're just going to use this first half that we have created and mimic that as the box, right? So you use the box to make the first half of the mold. Now you use the second half of the mold to create the other half of the mold. Wait, no, first is second. You're using this to create the other half. Now, to simulate the flanges like the box had, you're going to see me mock up some cardboard here. That will mimic like the sides of the box for the second half of the mold. I just cut it to size. I put a little bit of an exterior bend on it, so it's sort of bending away from the mold, not towards it. And then I surround it with blue painter's tape. So blue painter's tape is great because you can wax it up and nothing will stick to it. All right, so you can apply gel coat all over it. It'll come right on off. I mean, sometimes you may have to tear it off, but especially if you have like a big pleat. So if you wind up wrapping something in the blue painter's tape and it cause like a big pleat, the gel coat can get stuck in that, and that is a pain. You wind up having to rip those out, but as long as you get it smooth, it'll be fine. Yeah, so once that's happy, as you can see, we're just waxing away. So we're going to put about 4 or 5 coats. Also, one thing to do is, now that first half of the mold should be pretty tight, right, to the plug. However, if there are any little gaps, what you do is you just take that wax and a popsicle stick and you use it to sort of shove it in there. Just sort of push the wax into the little crevices. That way, when you start pouring the volatile organic chemicals all over it, it doesn't seep in, right? Because if it seeped in between there, that would be bad. And now you got one gel coat overlapping another one, and the whole thing's on the mold. It would be a mess. So you don't want that. So use the wax to fill the gaps. Alright, so let's begin the announcements. Anything new? No. In a couple of videos, you're going to get to see the vacuum system for the first time. I'm still experimenting with trying to get it just right. I'm about 98% happy. If I can just get that 2%, then we're going to start creating some commercial grade stuff. Alright, so here comes the gel coat. This is sort of like the polyester resin. It's activated by MECP, and it's, I think, 1.5. You use about 1.5%. Now, normally you would spray this stuff on. I've got a 1-inch foam brush. Look, that's something that you're going to need. If you're going to mess with composites, just go to online and just buy bulk. 1-inch brushes, 2-inch brushes, 2-inch chip brushes. Shop racks. I go through like a 12-pack of those things. Consumables. That's a lot. So I'm going to put 3 different coats, and you just wait until the first one is tacked. Now, you do put a nice thick coat on the first time. You don't want to miss any spots. You want it to be perfect, because that's the actual face of the second half of the mold. Once it gets tacked in about 30 minutes, that's where you can touch it. It leaves a fingerprint in the mold, but not on your glove, so it doesn't actually come off. That's when you can put the second coat on, wait 30 minutes, roughly, then do it again, and that's what we do here, and then we're happy with that. In the next video, we'll wind up putting all the glass on, so. Yeah, just painting it off and done, so hope everyone has a great weekend. Yesterday was my birthday, and I got sufficiently hammered and paying the price, but hey, it's a chocolate milk and fake crab day. All right, have a good weekend. Thank you for joining me. See you soon.